Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Happy Sunday. The weekend is coming to an end. Okay, it is cold here today. But cold meaning it's in the 50s. Child. So all my windows open. I am freezing. Okay. But either way it go, I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. We're getting ready for the work week. Okay. And I was like, I wasn't live on Friday or Saturday. I said, girl, come on today and get your live on because I already know, child, next week is week 2 of the DIddy trials. I already know that I'm going to probably have to be live, child, 3 or 4 days next week. So I'm like, let's just get it started. Okay, one, I hope y'all can clearly hear me, okay, because we never know what's going on. Y'all know we had tons of content up last week. I was live Sunday through Thursday, okay, discussing all kinds of things and whatnot. So I was like, girl, take Friday and Saturday off, chill out and relax. And that is what I did. I am refreshed, rejuvenated, and stuff. And so here I am today with y'all, okay? Y'all know first things first, please make sure to like the video, okay? Like the video, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I am here. Hey, how y'all doing? How was everything? Look, I'm in my favorite sweatshirt. Okay, my favorite. Look, when I'm trying to relax, relate, to release, center myself and everyone around me, I need my comfort sweatshirt. I could have put on my doing the third one or whatever, but this one was on the chair. Okay, because okay, but yeah, a good time will be had by all today. Okay, we're gonna recap a little bit of day 5 of the DIddy trial because I did not get into any of that last week. Okay, that's why the title is, trolling men in entertainment, okay, between Diddy and his people or whatever, Chris Brown, okay, and folks supporting him, Tory and folks support. I just feel like it's a whole bunch of foolishness up and through, okay, and I had to put in Dawn and Arby because they, was doing things on Friday for the courts and on social media and stuff like that. Okay, Misa Hilton also spoke out. Okay, and I say this thumbnail came together at the last minute. Okay, I said, oh, people, I can find the colors that I was picking people and wasn't even paying attention to how it matched. Okay, well, I did match up the Diddy with the Dawn and the is it Audrey or Aubrey? Is it Aubrey? I think it's Aubrey. I always call her Audrey. And Aubrey with the red or whatever. I want some colorfulness because again, these men out here are the villains. You hear me? Do not let anyone fool you. You see Diddy face? Okay, he's the villain. Don't let anyone fool you. You see Tory face? He the villain. Okay, don't let him fool you. Chris Brown over there locked up. Got him locked up. They won't let him out. They got him locked up. No, don't. Because when you did something, bruh. Okay, so he looking shocked and whatnot. I'm just saying. Then Drake round there sucking. Okay, Bow Wow over there co-signing. And so I said, girl, have the basic people who we gonna get into try and have them on the thumbnail. I like it though. You know what I'm saying? I love it when a good thumbnail come together. Now, again, I hope everyone is enjoying their weekend, being safe and all that stuff. This gonna be about an hour and a half. You wanna know why? Because I got other things to do. So, if you are here watching live, thank you. If you watch the replay, thank you. Okay. If you share the video, thank you. Anyway, okay. Hello to those here right now. I know it is what it is 6:19 on a Sunday. I was supposed to come on at 6. I'm a little bit late, but I had to fix my thumbnail. Okay, but hi, how y'all doing? Okay, come on now, Tory says, cleaning up. What y'all look, my cleaner lady came and the whole house is clear. She cleaned the whole house, organized my closet, child, put clothes up and away. I said it ain't nothing like having your house being fully clean. Okay, and then it was real cool this weekend, so I was able to open every window in my house breezy. Okay, breezy. Okay, so I'm happy. But hi y'all. How y'all doing? I love you all. A good time will be had by all. Okay. Thank you. I like it too. Thank you. It was nice bright colors. It was nice bright. Thank you for recognizing that L Boogie. Okay. But yes. Let's see. Yeah, Misa said some things. We're gonna get into Misa and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, look, when you look, I never realized. But I always tell people, because here in Michigan, whatever, I I always feel like a part of your home being clean is clean, fresh air flowing through the space. Okay, so on the cool, because I don't like no hot air blowing through or whatever. I need it to be cool air, that whatever. So in these 50, 60-degree weather and it's breezy, child, I always people open your windows. Open your let the fresh air run through. Okay, but yes, thank y'all. I love it too. Hey, I love it too. It's so pretty, because the funny thing is trying to find pictures of the people, right? I don't think folks understand it can be hard finding clear pictures of their face, okay, with some emotion, okay, with no one holding their finger up, okay, without no one wearing some sun. Is it? So when it works, okay. Anyway, y'all, let me get to sharing my screen. Okay, because things happened these past couple of days, and so I said let's go ahead and have a conversation about the foolishness going on with these peoples. Okay, now let's get some congratulations. Okay, let me scroll. Hold on, let me scroll. Hold on. Okay, so congrats to Fallon. Fallon Pina, who used to be married to Simon Bugatti, okay, who is now married to her husband Jalen, has had her last baby. She told us, I'm not having no more children, but her and Jalen were pregnant and she had the baby. So congrats to her and her husband on the birth of their second child. I think she has, because she had three sons, like three older sons, and now they have, her and Jalen have the two kids together. So this is the second baby for her and Jalen. So congrats to them. And I believe she said before this would be her last baby. She's like, cut it out. Okay, I'm cutting it off. The shop is closed, bitch. Leave me be. Okay. So congrats to Fallon on the birth of her baby. I think it's a girl. Was it? I think it was a girl. I think, I don't know. Also, congrats to Jacqueline from the Housewives of Potomac. She had a little boy, a baby boy. Now, it's congrats to her. Her face looks very different. I don't know what's going on with her face. It could just be the postpartum of it all. Her face, I don't know. But she don't even look like her. Did she edit herself? She just looks so different. Maybe it's the hair, because she's got some locked hair braids or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. But she looked, I don't know. But either, because I said that Jacqueline. I said from Potomac. I said, are we sure? I guess so. Tell me on her page, because I just feel like that's never how she looked before. Okay, so I'm on her page, right? Okay, because she had a baby, and I was like, girl, you look different. I just feel like look, like this is Jacqueline. Okay, so I just felt like, I don't know, her face just looked different. I don't know, but itty bitty baby. Okay, baby Lennox is here, born 5/14, which is 4 days ago. Okay, 8 pounds and 3 ounces, girl. That's a big baby, okay? But he is adorable. Babies are a blessing. Again, I'm assuming she looked different because she just birthed a baby. Okay, so her face just child transformed. Okay, those are her older children that she has with somebody else. I think she was the latest baby was not by that daddy. It's about a whole different daddy and whatever. But again, 8 babies, that's the daddy, I'm assuming. Now, we don't know who he is. She ain't told nobody who the daddy is. It don't matter. But again, babies. She look different right here. I'm just gonna say. Anyway, congrats to her. Congrats to her. Wow. I hate when I be around here sharing my screen, child, and then the thing be messing up and I gotta reattach it, because child, StreamYard sometimes they be some haters. Let me just reattach it. Okay. And we're back. So again, congrats to Jacqueline. Now, we still don't need you on the new season of Housewives of Potomac. I feel like, if Jacqueline is there without Mia, maybe she different. Maybe we could like her without Mia. I don't care either, so I'm gonna leave that be. Okay. And some weird news. I don't know. Does anybody watch Love and Marriage Detroit? I born and raised here in Detroit. Okay, I'm still here to this day, and I don't know anybody in the 313, okay, in the 586, in the 248. I don't know anyone in any surrounding situationship of Detroit, Michigan, who watched this show. That's how bad the show is. Okay. However, a couple, okay, Brandon and Christina have divorced. Now, this is not a nod. This is something weird to me, because this show, this is only season 2. Okay. Was it season 2? No, I feel like this maybe was it season 2? I don't even know. Or maybe it was part 2 of season 1. I can't remember. But the show went off and came back, and it was such a long stretch in between. One of the main couples got divorced. Girl, the reunion aired like yesterday. So they filmed the whole season, filmed the whole reunion, and none of it covered them being divorced. Now, of course, the show covered their tumultuous marriage. Okay, this fool has said at the reunion that when he and his wife were going through hard times and they were discussing divorce, he was going to also divorce the children. I said, bitch, your kids? You got on Oprah's network, okay, on OWN, and said to the cameras, hey, when me and my wife was going through hard times and we were separating and discussing divorce, I was prepared to also divorce my children. I said, oh, at that point, he should be divorced. Okay. Thank you, Diamond, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. But the fact that this show was able to not only record a whole season, record a whole reunion, and the day the reunion aired, they announced we're divorced. Not getting divorced, we are divorced. Okay. Christina and Brandon both posted after 14 years of marriage. Okay. We have made the difficult, and I'm paraphrasing, of course. We have made the difficult decision to part ways. The decision was well thought out and wasn't made lightly. It comes after a great deal of reflection, blah, 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 blah. A new chapter, blah, 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 blah. We're co-parenting, blah, 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 blah. We're grateful for your support, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And she said, Brandon and I are officially divorced. I said, child, it is insane that... To me, Carlos King shows on OWN are weird. It's such a weird space in between. The fact that a couple was able to, because we've seen the issues last season, we've seen the issues currently, but it was such a long time gap space between filming and when it aired. They had time to fully divorce. Carlos, fix it. Now, first of all, I don't see this show getting a new season. When they were showing the ratings on Twitter, I believe let me see, Twitter. Let me go to its own. I think it was Tweet. Was it called? Oh, TV Deets. They were showing the TV Deets. They showed the viewership or whatever for these shows, and when they had covered Love and Marriage Detroit, it was less than 100,000 views. I said, bitch, how you less than 100,000 views? How did it happen? And I know some shows, are not that good, or they may not have all the attention and blah, 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 blah. But I still feel like, yeah. So Love and Marriage Season 2, Episode 11, was reunion. It had 87,000 views. No one was, but in my opinion, the reason no one watched this show was because, one, it was too long. It was like a year break in between. Girl, we ain't remember the girls. Okay, but anyway, Carlos, do better. Okay, stop having these shows. Love and Marriage DC been gone off the air for like a year. Get out of here. Anyway, but I'm happy they're divorced because he's a horrible husband. Period. Okay. President Joe Biden, okay, has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. The doctors found a small nodule doing a checkup, and they said the disease has spread to his bones. Shout out not to his mouth. Now, first of all, I fully feel, I don't know what deal Colt 45 signed with all of the devils that run the world and how he keeps escaping sickness. And I don't know how it happens. I don't understand it. Okay.
And breaking news.
This breaking news, former President Joe Biden has just announced that he has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Let's get straight to the White House and senior reporter Betsy Klein with more on this. Betsy.
Ain't Betsy Klein a singer? They name it that. Anyway.
Yeah, Frederica, the White House, the office of former President Joe Biden issuing a statement just moments ago that the former president has been diagnosed on Friday with what they described as an aggressive form of prostate cancer that has spread to his bones. I want to read you this statement again from Biden's personal office. It says, last week, President Joe Biden was seen for a new finding of a prostate nodule after experiencing increasing urinary symptoms. On Friday, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, characterized by a Gleason score of 9 with metastasis to the bone.
Child, that's all Spanish to me. What the end result, what I'm gonna say is the statement did say also, while this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, okay, which allows for effective management. So I'm feeling like, child, hopefully he was look, I don't need no one leaving this earth, okay, before Colt 45. Okay. Now y'all know there's a reason why I don't use that man's name. Okay? Because God know exactly who I'm talking about. So before you take any other president, okay, take the Colt 45. Well, we don't need him no more. Send him to you, Lord, or down below. I don't know. But we don't need him around here anymore. Okay? It's just anyway, we got prayers to former President Biden. Okay, he is the only recent president that we hope don't get sick, and by that, because the only other recent president is Colt 45. Okay, all other presidents aren't recent. You hear me? So when I say he's the only recent president that we're praying for, I mean him in comparison to Colt 45. Okay, but again, prayers to him, health, healing, and all that good stuff. Again, we ain't trying to go to no presidential funerals unless it's a Colt and the 45. Chrissy Teigen, a little bit. This is not specifically about Chrissy Teigen or whatever, but it kind of is, sort of, kind of. Now look, Chrissy Teigen had been open about her having a drinking problem, meaning she drank a lot, and so a while ago she had stopped drinking and got sober. But she just posted about, it was 2 days ago, that she has introduced drinking back in her life, and she's a work in progress. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is not for us to discuss her sobriety at all, okay? But it's a conversation I feel like people have to understand their relationship with alcohol, okay? Because there are some people who are absolute alcoholics. They should not drink because they cannot control themselves when they're drinking. You know what I'm saying? Then there are people who know that sometimes when they drink too much. So they pick and choose when they want to be sober so that way they don't get overwhelmed with the liquor. Okay, I feel like Chrissy Teigen is not a person who has I don't think she's an alcoholic. I do think she understands that she has an addiction when she drinks, and she knows she needs to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I used to, in my early 20s, okay, I absolutely was an alcoholic. I was a drinker. You hear me? Drinking, okay? And now at 43, I can fully say I'm not an alcoholic, and I fully know how to control my liquor, okay? I don't even drink often at all. But I used to in my 20s, like from 18 to the last time I recall getting really drunk, I was 30. I told her before, my 30th birthday, I got shit-faced drunk, partying. And so that's the last time I was like, girl, just put the liquor down. But in my early 20s, I absolutely tried drinking a slush, a lush. However you want to word it, that was me. But I'm also not someone who ever needs liquor to survive. I don't go through any liquor withdrawal. I don't crave it at all. For me, back then, it was just like if I'm drinking, I'm drinking a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? And now I can go out and have, child, they tease me. I get 2 drinks, and I'm gonna finish one and probably half. Okay, if I wanna be fancy, I'll get 3 drinks and finish 2 and take a sip of the third one. But I am fully now at a point where I can control how much I drink, and it is not an issue for me. So her just pointing out that she has stopped drinking, but she was sober for a while, but she has reintroduced drinking again, and sometimes she'll have child be drinking all day. Not right. She said sometimes she'll have like 1 drink up to 8 drinks if she's going out and partying for a night, and so she knows how she has to gauge that, and so she's currently trying to work on how to handle liquor in her life. Everyone needs to understand how to handle their vice. So not everyone can handle still drinking and not overdoing it. Some of you can't do that. So I brought that up only because I felt like I liked how he said I will always have some kind of weird relationship with drinking. But she knows that she has to watch it, pay attention to it, and not let it overwhelm her. She said she's happy how she's not drunk, or she can see herself in pictures or whatever, and she looked drunk. And that's a good way to control the drinking, because you then are aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Child, come on, look. Back in the day, back in like 99, 2000s or whatever, my drink was gin, Seagram's gin, and pineapple juice. That was what I loved. Okay, I went from chicken gin, and I used to drink a little bit of Remy VSOP, little Hennessy, okay, Long Island. It was like now I'll get me a little vodka and some kind of juice. That's really it. I'll give me a glass of wine. I will get me like a little Long Island, or I'll get a little mixed drink at the little restaurant. Okay, but I'm no longer a like drinker, child at all. Not now, but anyway, the reason I'm so chill, a homebody, I'm in my own skin, because child, look, from 17, 18 till I was around 26. I mean, I was living life. You hear me? I have lived a life, and then even from that age to my early 30s, I was child. I had fun. I don't want child. I like being home by 9. I don't like clubs. I don't like like I'll go out to little restaurants. You know what I'm saying? 2 hours max, and I'm ready to go. Okay, because I've done all that. I'm old now. I'm young old. Okay, yeah, girl, look, gin, absolutely, girl, look. The gin wasn't nasty only because the pineapple juice was so good. Okay, the pineapple juice was so delicious. Yeah, and now, give me a glass of wine, and I'll just sip on it. But I will also I need me a good fruity drink. I don't like hard liquor no more. Okay, I got some Douce in my child. I don't the liquor that's in my house ain't even for me. Okay, I ain't doing that drinks it anyway. But the point I was making is, I like how she is expressing that she has stopped drinking entirely. However, she started back drinking, but she's also acknowledging how she has to control her drinking, and that she knows that's what saved me. I said, girl, you can't be doing all that. No, man, no, sir. Okay, and that can help you. That can help you go from being, I can't drink at all because I can't control it, to I can control what I drink. I don't have to be sober because I'm not an alcoholic. I just sometimes overdo it. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to drink. Okay, and that's all I want to mention with Chrissy. You know what I'm saying? And I know some folks don't like her, and I fully get it. You know what I'm saying? I like her though. Girl, I got her cookware here. It's real good. Okay. Other things I wanted to get into. Wait, let me scroll down. Now, I'm gonna do a little bit dig later on. I thought I had some house. Did I? Oh, this one. I don't even. You know what? Oh, this one right here. So a bit of housewife shit. A new outfit, a new episode of Housewives of Atlanta come on today. Portia had just posted happy birthday niceties to Shamia maybe 2 days ago. Okay, then the day after that, she come posting this shit. Okay, Portia, like, I'ma just say this: I'm watching a new episode of Shamia. Now, don't take it there. Don't imply nothing about my mama. I've been keeping it cute and quiet. And you can do and say what you want in me. Y'all, Portia's illiterate. But hear me when I say wrong road, talking about, well, your mom thought my mom was a friend, knowing damn well what she did to my mom was highly egregious. Don't do it. Keep playing victim in that BS. Don't F with my mom. Portia, shut up. I feel like whatever happened between y'all mamas, both of y'all should leave it be. Also, I feel like, girl, why is you coming to social media to say something to Shamia about an episode that's not aired yet? Okay, I feel like Portia needs money. I feel like Portia needs attention. I feel like Portia wants social media attention and social media money. Because why would you come on social media to say something to somebody? You got her number and her address. Whatever happened between y'all mamas is between y'all. Okay, but I feel like even if Shamia mama thought your mom and her were friends, whatever happened between them is on y'all. Don't come on social media trying to garner attention and sympathy for you or your mama. It ain't gonna happen. Not today, not ever. Housewives of Atlanta, I think they thought bringing her back will be great, 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 great. And it's been an epic fail, in my opinion. Okay, so Portia, we don't care. And again, had she wrote this after the episode aired, cool, whatever. But girl, we don't know what you're talking about. Okay, period. And whatever she said on the show was already said on the show. So you posting anything on social media don't matter. Girl, shut up. Okay, so I'm tired of Portia fully. Antonio Brown, who was a football player? I think he's a football player. But there was some footage released. Okay, you know what I'm saying? A whole little scuffle. Okay, whole little scuffle that happened, and Antonio was like, you know what I'm saying? Look, they round here fucking with me. Okay, now he's also a bit problematic in my opinion. Okay, and he was at an event. Okay, now the video came out and they were saying, oh, he got into a little fight. He was arrested and stuff. He said, hold up, bitch. Okay, so regarding the boxing event that happened last night, I was jumped, okay, by multiple people. Tried to steal my jewelry, okay, and cause me some physical harm. Okay, so contrary to the videos going around or whatever, no, I was temporarily detained by the police, okay, until they found out what happened. Okay, them folk tried to rob and beat me up, and I put feet and hands to bodies and faces. Okay, he also said I will be talking to my legal counsel and attorneys on pressing charges to the individuals who jumped me. I'll keep y'all posted. When I saw the footage, and I'm like, it to me, it looked like, I can't, YouTube be funny. To me, I said it looked less like he was fighting people and more like he was trying to get away from people who were, on him. Look, first of all, what boots is he wearing? Okay, I was wearing some boots. Listen, but I said I think he's fighting. Where R. Kelly? Where you at? Uh, I got so many things around here. I don't know where he is at. Okay, because he be talking. Do I still have R. Kelly clip? I might not. I might have taken it down. Child, where was it at? I'm mad at you, child. I'm mad I can't find the R. Kelly Fight for My Life clip. I don't know where it went. Oh.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Because you're trying to get at me. But yeah, when I said it looked like he's trying to defend himself. It don't look like he's fighting people. It looked like they're trying to get at him. But also, we had to try, look, I'm not going outside with all my jewelry. Not today. Because folks be stealing for no goddamn reason, okay? But he said, bitch, it wasn't me, okay? I wasn't out here causing havoc. I was defending myself, putting feet to asses because they tried to rob me at a boxing event. And first of all, he looked crazy. I would never try to rob someone who looked like they are waiting to beat somebody's ass, okay? And to me, he always looked like he's waiting to put feet to ass, okay? So I'm happy he's okay. He wasn't hurt. And stop trying to rob people, okay? Now, it says this ex-NFLer, okay, is it Adarius Taylor, was arrested because he left a 6-year-old in a car while he was around there getting some hooker pussy. Okay, stop taking kids with y'all to do grown-up things. Okay, I said, what in the hell? Now, it said per Polk County people, he responded to a fictitious online ad for escorts, which was part of a sting. You know how dumb it is that you, which probably means he always doing it because nobody just arbitrarily happens to walk into a police sting looking for people who buy hookers. Okay, so again, it was a part of a law enforcement sting operation. He brought his kid to a location, left his kid in the car, left his 6-year-old kid in the car, went to a hotel to meet with an undercover officer who was, was acting like a sex worker. Shot. I was like, what is wrong with people? You don't know no better? First of all, you couldn't get a babysitter. Okay. If you need some cooch, why can't you get a baby? You get a sitter. Because once you around here taking the kid to the event that you're attending, okay, it makes it seem as if that's your regular thing. I'm gonna leave my kid in the car while I'm in the house or the hotel room, child, getting and paying for a hooker. Okay, a full-fledged hooker. And then the fact that you get caught by the hooker, okay, who is the police, and then the police arrest you, and then you're what? On the news. On the news. Ain't nothing worse than paying for cooch and then being caught by the police on camera with your kid in the car. And the kid that's 6, and they ask, why they not in school? You should not take your kid to meet up with a hooker. This in general. Look, I'm not even saying if he want a hooker, that's wrong. If you want a hooker, if you want to pay for some puss, I don't mind that. Do what you do. Leave the children with a baby, because how can you afford to pay for a hooker and not pay for a babysitter? Okay, that means that your priorities are not correct. Because why would you? Which one is more important, a hooker or a sitter? Video footage reportedly shows him discussing, sexual activities before leaving the room. Then he was arrested. Okay. Once he was arrested, that's when cops found a kid in the car by himself. So he's facing neglect, child abuse without bodily harm, and trying to get a hooker. So again, people, stop being dumb. The dumb part is not him getting a hooker. It's him spending money on a hooker and not a sitter. Okay. If the hooker costs more money than a sitter, get a cheaper hooker. Get a hooker you can afford. I'm like, what are we doing? Okay, what are we doing? Now, I told y'all we would not get that long, so let's get to my thumbnail stuff. Okay. Now look, um, the house that we had houses. Well, where I want to start? Well, no, let's do this. Okay, so a Popeyes manager popped a coworker after they was arguing about some burnt biscuits. Now, I don't like biscuits at all, so I've never ate a Popeyes biscuit, so I don't know the point of ever arguing over a Popeyes burnt biscuit or shooting somebody over a burnt Popeyes biscuit. Okay, over there in North Carolina, a routine shift at the Charlotte, North Carolina Popeyes became chaos because after a biscuit dispute ended in gunfire and the manager was in cuffs. Now you're the manager, sir. Okay, you supposed to be the head Popeyes biscuit maker in charge. Okay, Rodney Wood, 22. This also to me proves kids should not be managers. Because if you are 22 and you're a manager, but you can't control your emotions, you should not be the manager. Okay, but Rodney Wood, 22, now faces serious charges, including attempted first degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill. Child, those are real charges. Okay, when the word murder, first degree, deadly weapon, intent to kill, is girl, that's he was arrested Sunday, not Sunday. He was arrested, no, Sunday, May 11th. It say it started because a customer told the police that Wood, the manager, got into an argument with another manager over burnt biscuits. Things escalated. Okay, then hey, you want to fight? Let's fight. Fight. They then went outside to fight. So you then left your job. Child, this is why the line was so long because they ended up fussing and fighting. Okay, so they was inside fussing, arguing. Hey, let's fight. Let's go outside. They went outside to fight. Okay, it says Wood pulled a gun and shot the coworker twice, once in the chest and once in the groin area. It's on camera. He's arrested. Now, let me see. I think the dude lived. I want to say the dude lived. Let me see. I hate when they say, click for more. I don't want to click for more. I want to give me all the information. Let's see. Let's go to the people on the news. Share the screen. I hope, of course, it's commercials. Of course.
Tonight in a wild
Let's play. Let's hear what happened.
shooting out of Charlotte. This one happening over the weekend at a Popeyes on South Boulevard. New court documents reveal biscuits led to a burst of bullets outside the fast food business. The person shot was a manager of the restaurant. The person who fired the gun was arrested. He's due in court later this month.
Child, that can't give me enough information. I know that stuff. Hold on. I just wondered. I'm assuming. Okay, yeah. They said the employee that was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening condition, and he's in critical condition. He had surgery, but I think he's okay. Okay. So again, child, look, don't be popping people over the biscuits. Okay, don't pop them over the biscuits. Don't do that. Okay, at the all. How you it's a biscuit fight. Okay, they try it hard. I don't want no dry hard biscuits. Okay, either way go. I'm happy that the man who got shot, survived. But people stop being dumb. Don't be dumb. Then, child, I kept seeing all over the news the day or two ago. The boat, it was a Mexican Navy training ship. Okay, lost power, sailed in the wrong direction, and crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. I said, now, this is the second time some kind of ship has lost power and then crashed into a big ass bridge. Now, first of all, ain't no stop. They could have pulled the anchor down. They could have released the anchor or something. Okay. And then it was all the different angles of the ship hitting the thing. See, I would be like, get me off the boat. Okay. Get me off the boat. It looked like a pirate ship to me. And when I kept seeing all these different angles, I said there was 19, it was 277 people on board. 19 folk was injured. I think we said 2 people did pass away. May they rest in peace.
And they're
Here come Bishop Mayer, the robbery man.
probably being taken care of. We're open to a few questions at this time.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Mr. Mayor, we were told by some spectators who say they saw people fall into the water. Is that true? And could you talk about what that recovery process looked like?
Chief?
I'm sorry.
I always feel like the mayor of Brooklyn don't never know what's going on.
No, no one fell into the water. They were all hurt inside the ship, on top of the ship.
Are any of these injuries life-threatening?
We want to classify them as seriously injured. We want the hospital personnel to carry out the determination of how the extent of those injuries. We don't want to put any fear in those who are waiting for their family members because names haven't been released. But right now, we're going to let the medical staff determine the extent of the injuries.
He just never seemed prepared to me, okay? Either way it go, child, bridges is being hit, boats, and look, stay on the water, stay on land, okay? Stay on land. I do wonder how folk passed away because it didn't look like nothing like catastrophic happened from the crashation. Like it don't even look like stuff hit, like fell down and hit people to my knowledge. Okay. So I don't know. But I just want folks to be like, you know what? We're not going to allow foolishness to stop us from partying. But I need boats to stop crashing. Okay. Right, it had to be Mexico. When I said a Mexican ship, I said, child, was it on purpose? But again, they said that it lost power. So because it lost power, it could not steer correctly. But I'm like, when did it lose power? At what point did they, tell someone, hey, we're gonna power? Like, it should be a big ass net that tell people, hey, the boat don't have power. Put a net up to slow the boat down and stop it somewhere. Okay, like mayday, we need some help or whatever. But child, the Mexican boat flying the Mexican flag and crashing into the brook. I was like, child, it sounds weird to me. But rest in peace to the 2 dead crew members. Okay, we want a speedy recovery to the dozens who were injured. Okay, again, they said it was 277 crew members. Okay, some were cadets on this boat, on this Mexican boat. And I'm like, where was it going? Anyway, child. I just wish that when boats lost power, there was some kind of manual anchor droppage that could happen that could prevent the boat from sailing further, that it ends up crashing into something. You know what I'm saying? Just to prevent, stuff like this from happening. Okay, but again, rest in peace to those 2 deceased crew members, and again, a speedy recovery to those who also got hurt. Now, let's talk about this fire. Okay, now look, I am not going to even lie to y'all and say I know all about this Nottoway plantation, because I don't. Okay, I don't. I have never been to a plantation in my life that I knew about. I feel like when we went to Myrtle Beach in 2014, I know we rode past stuff that said plantation, and I feel like the place where we stayed could have possibly been the plantation, but it felt like a hotel. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? However, when I hear about plantation type stuff, okay, it makes me sick. I feel like there's a difference between having these plantations where they give historical recounts of what happened there and it's realistic. They're not covering up stuff. And to my knowledge, what I've heard, okay, this Nottoway plantation was not that. This Nottoway plantation, so we have a picture. This Nottoway plantation was like turned into a resort, you know, and it did not speak about how the house was built by slaves, how crazy, horrible things happened there. They turned it into a fun place to be. And I said, sometimes, child, when you turn things into, oh, it was fun there. So this plantation, it says it was the largest antebellum mansion in the South. It burnt down. Burning up. It's burned up. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So again, it was the largest, okay, burned down. Okay. It's the Louisiana fire marshals are investigating the cause of the blaze. Child, it was us. The ancestors said, burn it down. Okay. Burn it down. Again, no one was injured, but the house, fine, let it burn. Okay. There are approximately 375 former plantation houses open to public as museums and historical sites. Okay. But that was not what this was. Okay. That was home to 155 enslaved people. And I feel like you can't have stuff still up and want to act like it wasn't what it was. And it said the Nottoway description of slave life made it sound like a walk in the park. Oh, they lived here rent free? Yeah. We didn't charge them no rent, child. And they just wash some dishes every once in a while. They sometimes will cook us meals sometimes, and they sometimes make a bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make it seem like it wasn't what it was. Okay. It was the ancestors. It was been used as a tourist attraction, wedding venue. I don't want to get y'all look. I don't want to get married in a house where it was a known plantation. Okay, let it burn. Okay, let it burn. So yeah, it burnt down. Burning up, house burned up. And now I'm pretty sure I think whoever owns it, they may rebuild it, but I feel like if you rebuild it, it won't be what we built. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? We let it burn. To me, whatever they rebuild on that land, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because this was what slaves built. You know what I'm saying? This hard child. So if they rebuilt something, cool. It won't be free labor. We're not gonna die because the land is the land. You know what I'm saying? The land is the land or whatever. But again, the house that was built, what was there since its inception, should have been properly communicated that, this was something that was horrible. Okay. But we said, our ancestors said, burning up. The house is burning. The roof. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Okay, let it burn. Let it burn. Okay. The Nottoway plantation in White Castle, Louisiana, caught fire twice and burned down yesterday. It was one. It was one of, if not the largest, antebellum plantation in the United States. It housed over 150 enslaved Africans, many of whom were forced to build the structure, and many of whom were killed on trees on the property. Okay. The sugar plantation was owned by John Hampton Randolph, who left it to his wife and 4 daughters. When he died in 1883, the wife Emily sold it in 1889 for 50 grand, which is equivalent to 1.6 mil today, and this gave the money to the daughters. Okay, so again, let it burn down to the ground. Okay, so whoever owns the land, if they choose to rebuild, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Okay. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, sometimes when you are not honoring the atrocities that we went through, our ancestors went through back in slavery and just in Jim Crow and all of that time, and you want to make it seem as, oh, this is beautiful, amazing, da, 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 da. It's like, no. The only reason or way I understand people go to plantations that are turned into museums, because we don't want to act like what happened didn't happen. So to me, the museum of a plantation can be a historical informational thing. I think those kinds of museums are good, because you're saying this house held slaves, this is what they went through, don't forget. Versus, we're going to make this plantation an oasis. We're going to make this plantation an amazing experience for people come and pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? To enjoy the beautifulness. So let's just share. So this is their website. Hold on. This is the website. So again, now they have folks coming there having weddings. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, I want to get. You can tour it, but it's not a tour. It's not a. They shape it as this home, this beautiful home built by this amazing white family. Okay, the man and the wife and the kids, and they had great moldings in the carpet, and it's like, oh, it's great, 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 great. It's the equivalent of, you have this beautiful home that people walk through, the living room and the dining room, but in the basement is the people under the stairs. You know what I'm saying? It is the blood-stained floors because folks' hands had to sand up. You know what I'm saying? It's all of that. So this is not something where they're saying, oh, you know, they killed black folk on the grounds. You know what I'm saying? You know, the black folk didn't live in the house. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I think that's, oh, let's go to the history. Oh, you don't even say much, child. The oaks. But you know, it looks beautiful. Your wedding. Oh, look at the Caucasian people. Look at the Caucasianness of it all. Oh, listen to the black and white picture. Oh, no black folk in sight. Oh, it looks so wonderful. Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So, you go to the history and it brings up is it the trees? Child, we clicked on the history. It showed a house, and then it starts talking about the trees. Nottoway Grounds features 16 majestic oak trees spread across the 31-acre property. Now, I told y'all, it said that the black people who was there against their will, okay, was sent to Jesus because of the trees holding them while they dangle. You get what I'm saying? So to even have the history discuss the trees, and the trees that they're talking about of the history held people swinging and sent them to Jesus. You hear me? So when the house burnt down, burning up, the house burned up. Good. Because they turned something, and let me also say this. Let me play a bit of devil's advocate. I had never heard of this plantation. And if I'm looking for somewhere to have a wedding, and if a wedding planner say, oh, it's this great estate, it does look gorgeous. So the only devil's advocate I can play is, if you have no idea, okay, fine. But I also feel like if you Google the Nottoway plantation, other stuff will come up. Okay, so even if you don't know initially, eventually, someone would be able to let you know, hey, maybe don't get married there. Why? Because they killed people. Okay, maybe don't have your wedding there. Why? Folk died on the property of unnatural causes. So again, when you go to the website, it looks amazing. It's not a luxury child. They got a fucking waiting room, bitch. They have the child. So that's why I said, let it burn. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. Deep down inside, I am happy it burned down. Some things are not meant to be repurposed, and the original history should not be rewrote. And that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? They turned it into a luxury resort, a wedding destination location. And then I heard someone say that there's a bell. They were like, there's a bell that they used to ring for the slaves, right? And they built like greenery around said bell, and did not say, oh, that was a slave bell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a resort now. It's like, nah, bitch. Plantation. Okay? Plantation. I gotta restart it. Plantation. And it's okay to acknowledge, oh, it was a bunch of bullshit. Yes, it was. Okay. So that's why I felt like I'm happy that what we built burnt down. What it was burnt down. You know what I'm saying? And even if someone still owns that land and they have to rebuild with their own money and their own time and their own fingers or whatever, cool. Because what we did, you can't enjoy it anymore. Okay? So again, there's a difference between a resort plantation where, and I heard someone say, if you even went there, like the workers are all black. It's all like all black workers. How it would have been back in the slave days. Okay. So we don't celebrate because no one got hurt. No one got hurt. But the plantation burning down, yeah. Let it burn all the way down. This, as it burned, yep. Yep. So yeah, it's gone. We love it. So again, you said you can visit other plantations, okay, that are historical and they're giving accurate historical stuff. This was a no. It went goodbye. And we like good riddance. Good riddance. Okay. And if they rebuild it and they have a whole different, if they rebuild it and they have a whole different story to whatever, I don't care. Because what we built is gone. So yeah. Let it burn all the way down. Now over there also in Louisiana, when I first saw this, I said, wait a minute, what? You know you don't be prepared for shit. And I think the first post I saw was this one. 11 inmates escaped New Orleans jail through a hole in the, I said, a hole in the wall.
Story we're covering out of New Orleans, Louisiana. 11 escaped inmates. There is a manhunt underway at this hour. We have a brand new statement in from the Attorney General of Louisiana.
I said, first of all, why was 11 inmates in the same place at the same time? Because how they all get out? I was so confused. That I have never been in a jail, okay? But one time I was in jail one time for one day, and I was 18. I would never go back, okay? But I was by myself.
She says, quote, someone clearly dropped the ball and there is no excuse for this. I'm in communication with Troop NOLA and the LA State Police, Louisiana State Police Superintendent, Colonel Hodges. It's all hands on deck. The first priority in any escape must be the immediate capture of the inmates in coordination with state and local law enforcement. But that effort cannot come at the expense of timely notification to the public, which is also critical to keeping communities safe. My office will do whatever it takes to determine how this happened and make sure that it won't happen again.
Now, to me, I think if 11 inmates escape, I do think the first thing to do, let the folk know they out here. Because, I feel like, you know what? People escape jails or prisons or whatever, and you out at home minding your business. You're walking in your house, and you have no idea that 11, and I don't know what their charges were or whatever, but you have no idea. There are 11 possibly armed or dangerous individuals who are desperate to hide from the police. So if I'm coming home from Kroger, okay, I'm in my driveway with my groceries, with my back to the thing. I don't know 2 people running down the street in prison clothes is going to now try to cost me to hide in my house. You know what I'm saying? So I do think they're right. Look, if we figure out 11 inmates escape from the jail, let's let the world know first. That way we know, hey, be on the lookout.
I'm calling on a full investigation. This is beyond unacceptable. And once these offenders are back in custody, there must be real accountability. John, this, as we have more brand new information that, all right.
Now, the picture where the hole in the jail, where they all escaped from, I said, child, first of all, what? And then the sign that says too easy, pointed down to say, I said, child, how did it happen? I can't move a sink in my house, and I have all kind of tools. So I did feel like, who put a hole in the thing in the first place? Okay. Also the fact, how did they squeeze? How skinny was they? I'm a big girl, so I would be stuck in prison because I can't get out of the hole. But I'm like, how you know how hard it has to be to move the bars and to free space to get through that little bitty hole. So who gave them the tools? Okay, who gave them the tools? Now, I just felt like none of it made sense. Now let's see, 1, 2, 3. Now 3 of them got caught, right? I saw someone say 3 got. Okay, so 3 of them was captured, hiding under a car. Unless I'm facing life in prison and I'm never getting out, I'm not running. Okay, because if you escape prison, you add time to whatever you were already facing. Okay, yeah, it's everything in New Orleans is old as hell. True, but I still feel like, you know what I'm saying, you have to have the tools to get out or whatever. But
inmates escaped a jail in New Orleans. However, 2 have been recaptured. We do have those photos for you of some of those inmates. Take a look at your screen. And here is the latest information that we have. This is according to Fox 8. 11 inmates escaped the Orleans Justice Center around midnight early Friday morning this morning. Officials say the escape was discovered during a routine head count around 8:30 a.m. The jail was placed on full lockdown as a result of this. And these charges, they're ranging from illegal weapons possession to murder.
Murder? A killer back on the loose? Child.
They are considered armed and dangerous. Now, we here at Live Now from Fox, we emailed the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Department. We did get a reply. We do know that Kendall Miles is back in custody. He was apprehended and returned by the Louisiana State Police. A second individual back in custody, however, police not confirming that identity as of yet. 4 names I do want to read for you here. Inmates, these are the people who were charged with murder. This is Derek Groves, murder and attempted murder. Tremaine Donald, murder and aggravated battery. Tory Boyd, murder, attempted murder, and aggravated battery. And Gary Price, 3 counts of attempted murder.
3 counts of murder, girl.
I also did want to share this with you. This cuts off on your screen here, but I'm going to read it in full for you. This is from the Louisiana State Police, and that's Kendall Miles on your screen there. It says this.
I don't know who helped them escape, but I just feel like I don't get how they got out of that little itty bitty child. That hole is itty bitty. Okay. 11 people, 11 grown men fitting out of an itty bitty hole. Child, it was a plan. It was a plot. Okay. Because how would I even know to move the goddamn toilet? So it do feel like someone was helping them get out. They had to cut wires and pipes and all that shit to be able to get out. And I know they said before that the men have been gone for hours. Like they escaped at night and was not discovered. It wasn't discovered to the following morning. Just running out. Okay, running out. Insane. And the fact that they said whoever the security guard or whoever the cop was that should have been on duty had went to heat up some food. So the time that they escaped just so happened to be the same time the guard wasn't watching the cameras. I said, child,
inmates.
It couldn't be me. Then to run. They ran out the jail. They ran out the door because it was a separate. I don't know if I have it. It was a separate. I don't have that one, but it was a separate video that showed the dude pulling the door to get out off the track, and that's how they got out the back door. And I saw another clip of one of the, prison people saying, the prison guard, the warden, saying people don't get how underfunded they are, for one, overworked, for two, how they try to hire people who they think can do the job, but sometimes they don't help. Now, I do believe they also said that I think either 2 or 3 staff members had already been put on suspension while they're investigating everything. Because again, 11 inmates escaping out the prison. Then they had to jump the fence of the prison and ran across the highway to freedom. Child, I'm like, the fuck? Okay. And if they, need, I feel like, let me see, 11 prisoners escape, child. I just feel like they're like, so yeah, they're still, so they said as of, there's still 7 of them still on the large. 7 of them still out there somewhere. And I'm sure they'll be caught eventually because it's all over the news. And all they're gonna do is they're gonna go to all your family houses, okay, your baby mamas. Okay, they're gonna go to who they think you're gonna go to because that's what they're gonna do. So you can't really hide for long. And it seems like y'all don't have the resources, and I mean the prisoners, to really get away. Y'all pictures are all over the news, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm like, somebody in that prison help them, because you can't just like you should be able to hear the banging of the door. You know what I'm saying? So, child, I don't get it. Okay, y'all been running to freedom. And gonna get caught. And once y'all get caught, you are now charged with escaping prison. Now again, the dudes who they said 4 out of the 11 had some kind of murder charge. So the 4 who ran, who was up for murder, I get it. Because you may not never get out, okay? But you're around here running to freedom across a highway. You could have got killed. Could have died running for freedom. Anyway, I hope they all get caught. I do. Because you can't be, and I hope whoever helped them do all of that gets caught too. Anyway, y'all take a good 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, I need to get some more water. And remember, we're going to, y'all, let's do the men dancing and stuff. Y'all take a second and like the video. And we're back. Okay, I haven't played that one in a while. I've been trying to play the short like the videos. But the old ones, the longer ones, are great too. Okay. So again, I hope everyone is enjoying today's Sunday little chats, because the men are villains today and whatnot. Y'all know to also like the video, to please subscribe, and all of that good stuff. Watch the other content too. Okay. Let's see what I want to go to next. We're gonna do Diddy last because that's just what I believe. Let's start with Tory. Now we know Tory is lying. Tory trolling Lion Lanes is always around here trying to act like, oh, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was Kelsey. And so there are a couple of people helping Tory be the troll that he is. Because I do believe he got shot. I do. But I also believe he's up to no good in the neighborhood. So let me scroll down. Okay. Drake posting Tory come home soon and posting the link to the change.org thing where people are asking for, we'll sign a petition so the governor will pardon him. No, leave him in prison. Okay, leave his ass where he's supposed to be. Okay, so I just want to let y'all know what I'm trying to tell y'all. Okay, the men's are the villains. Okay, so don't y'all get it twisted. Don't be going to no Drake. Look, people who support Tory Lanez, in my opinion, don't support women, because even if he didn't do it, he helped a shooter get off for shooting. Okay, but Drake posting, free that man or come home soon, and then sharing the, come home soon change.org thing for Tory, it's like, oh, so you support the shenanigans. So Drake, we don't like you no more. Okay, Drake, if you want the incel men on your side, cool, get out my face, Drake. Now, on top of that, the alleged reporter, okay, it says Fox News commenter, Gianno Caldwell revealed that Tory Lanez was recently stabbed while in prison, following what he is describing as wrongful conviction, and he is going after the LADA. Okay, George is Gascon. Now, yeah, let's listen.
This is currently
I want to show y'all why men are the villains. Okay, don't get it twisted. And the fact that most of these, if not all of these men, are black men, okay, who don't like women.
Covering after being stabbed in prison. The attack occurred after the New York Post made contact with Megan Thee Stallion's team.
Again, people trying to correlate, we was investigating Tory, and we think he didn't do it. And as soon as Meg's team found out, we knew information that maybe he ain't. Why would Meg care? Why are y'all pointing this as if, once Meg was told or her team was told there was any inclination that maybe Tory didn't do it, now these bad things start happening. If Tory didn't do it and he said Kelsey did it, wouldn't Kelsey be the one that would go after Tory?
Regarding the op-ed that I was working on with them, and Lanez was then stabbed days later. But his representatives claims that Megan's best
I don't like him because his lips look dry.
Ex-best friend, Kelsey Harris, is the one responsible for the shooting. Now, I've been looking into this case for almost 6 months now. I immediately learned that George Gascon, the George Soros-funded prosecutor, railroaded Tory Lanez.
You know who railroaded Tory Lanez? You want to know who railroaded Tory? Tory. Because if he knew he didn't do it, if he knew Kelsey did it, you did this to yourself. So everyone trying to blame everyone else except Tory for being honest about whatever that happened, you can't blame anyone but him, bitch.
And I've been actively working on the story. And this has been something that has been quite a movement. I did a petition with the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety at caldwellinstitute.org, where artists like Drake has encouraged his more than 140 million followers to sign this petition.
Again, you heard him right. Drake posted it for his 100 million. Yeah, let me push forth this false narrative to free Lil Man.
We put it up on Wednesday. We're at almost 300,000 signatures today that advocate for the governor of California to intervene on this and pardon him, because I believe he was really railroaded.
Now, no evidence, no court documents, nothing has been sent to the courts about anything being different in Tory's trial. All this is social media fodder, press conference clicks and views, and that's it. If y'all really have evidence this man did not do it, why hasn't anyone, his team, the police team, whoever, why hasn't anyone said, hey lawyers, hey judges, hey criminal system, Tory is innocent, but no one, they're not doing that. They're making this all be a social media attention-seeking situation. So to me, Tory getting poked, chop, then this all this coming after that, to me it seemed planned. To me it does. Maybe Tory was already fussing with that man who they say stabbed him, right? And the man in prison, Tory Lanez, says, I didn't do it. I'm gonna get off and blah, blah, blah. Fuck Meg. And maybe the stabber, so you know what? You want to talk shit? Stab. But it seems a bit coincidental, okay, that all of this stuff is happening the same week. Okay, if you have been investigating it for 6 months and now, well, he didn't do it. He was railroaded. Kelsey did it. We told Meg team, and
that's suspicious.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's weird.
No one believes you. Okay, no one believes you. And the fact that Drake can dick suck Tory all he wants, okay, they can say, hey, sign this, sign that. At the end of the day, to me, the governor he probably can't pardon him.
The artist known as Tory Lanez.
And whoever you are, sir, we don't like you. You and your dry ass lips. I just feel like the men are the villains. No, Tory did not take a stand. He never said, hey, it wasn't me, it was her. Never, ever, 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 ever. Okay? And to me, that makes you stupid. It makes you dumb. Okay? Then I seen Game put out here, it's dark out here, fellas. Our options are deal with a crazy ass loyal chick or a super cool hoe. What? So is your baby mama a cool hoe or she crazy? Because who says that? Okay, these men is out here on the bull of the shits. Okay, you can't trust none of them. Jason Lee round now. I don't watch the Jason Lee thing or whatever, but he was on his podcast saying, oh, Tory sent me texts. We have been texting and blah, blah, bloop. And he told me he took the rap for Kelsey because he never wanted her to go to jail. Well, guess what? When you don't want someone else who did a crime to go to jail, you mean that you want to go to jail. Thank you, David Nicole, for the chat. Minutes been jumping through hoops to defend. They start so bad. They even tried changing the apology from the right. Yes. Tried to make it seem like he was saying sorry, and he was not saying sorry to Kelsey. He was not saying sorry to Kelsey. And I don't believe if Jason Lee talked 10 times, half of one of them times is partially true. if Jason Lee was texting with Tory Lanez, Tory Lanez probably did say this. However, it's a lie. Because ain't no way Tory was like, I want to protect this black woman so that she doesn't go to jail. Okay? Because that means you are willing to go to jail in her place. If you know someone else did something and you get arrested for it, and you never say, hey, y'all, it wasn't me, it was her, you take the chance of the jury sending you to jail. You can't then say, well, hey, y'all, it wasn't me. It was Kelsey. Because in my opinion, if it was more evidence leaning towards Kelsey, they would have went after Kelsey. If you had evidence that it wasn't you, you would have put forth more evidence that it wasn't you. So rot in jail for the next 10 years. Rot. Okay? So every time I tell y'all, child, the men's, they are the absolute villains. They the villains. Okay? Don't let them fool you. Now, separate from little ass Tory Man Lanes, y'all know Chris Brown is around in jail. So Chris Brown, was stupid enough to go to London. Now I know he's going on tour. Okay, he's going on tour, and I think a part of the tour prep was him, going to practice or whatever. But child, if you did something dumb, if you got into a fight, an altercation in London, even if it was 2 years ago, why would you go back over there? Okay, so he went back over there. They arrested him for what happened in 2023. He was then held, child, no bond. Okay, they said you're going to stay here until your court date next month. Now, the court date is set for June 13th. Now, Chris is supposed to go on tour. So, who knows what's going to happen? He was charged with intentional grievous bodily harm because he's allegedly hits a producer. Was it a DJ? Who did he hit? I can't think who. He hit somebody in the head with a bottle. So you can plan where you want to tour at. Why would you choose to go somewhere where you did something? And can't no one tell me that Chris Brown people don't know, hey, you got a warrant, because what happened back in 2023, that producer, that producer, filed charges against you. So if you go over there, it's a chance that something can happen. And to me, the reason that they said, hey, hold him without bond, because if he would have got bond, he could have left and it's not came back. Now, you have been gone for 2 years. You came back over here. We have you in custody. Yeah, no, you can't get out. We're going to hold you. So you're going to be in jail for a month in London. Child, stupidity. And the reason I don't feel bad is because 2 years ago, you was a grown-ass man. You're 36 now. He was 34 at that time. At 34 years old, you should know, hey, maybe I should not hit someone in the head with a bottle. And then if I do hit someone in the head with a bottle, and I know I did it, let me try to settle it for some civil shit so they don't sue me criminally. But you ain't do that either. You stayed out of the country for 2 years, and then went back over there and thought, they'll leave me alone. That ain't how it works. So Chris Brown is stupid, and the reason he's a villain is because he was still being violent 2 years ago. So I believe them holding him is smart. They should hold him, because you were dumb enough to go around. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? and you have a tour that you, let's see, Chris Brown tour. Let me go. Chris Brown tour. He's supposed to be in Detroit, child, August 7th. So I don't know. Okay. Let me check on when his tour is supposed to start. They saying, child, is the tour is gonna be on hold. When is the tour? I can't see when the tour was supposed to start. Either way it goes on, it's gonna hold up his tour. And it's just stupid. I don't know why anyone would think, you know what, let me go over to where I had a charge at. Let me go on over there to London, okay? And just act like I don't care that I hit someone in the head with a bottle 2 years ago. And, they may want to hold me for that. Oh, it says the singer will do the launch international tour next month with artists Janae Aiko, Summer Walker, and Bryson Tiller, opening with a European leg on June 8th in Amsterdam before starting North America shows in July. So the tour was supposed to start on June 8th. Okay. His first court date is not till June 13th. And even then, they don't know what. They may keep him longer. So if you had tickets to see Chris Brown, they're gonna have to reschedule those dates. Okay. Anyway, go stupidity and Bow Wow. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. The whole Free Breezy.
Yo, they got way too crazy. My anxiety started kicking in. I had to take a break. I'm going to the movies with my auntie. That's how I really got it. I ain't been to the movies in so long. So I'm really, really excited about this. On another note, free breezy, free breezy, free breezy. Y'all know we're going to yell it until that actually happens. It's an unfortunate situation. My man went over to Manchester to start rehearsal for the tour for the Breezy Bowl. And, don't let my dog be great. But
he won't be great because he chose to not be great.
One thing I do know, he'll be out in no time. He'll be back doing what he do best.
He will be out in a month, maybe.
Like I said, man, my dog ain't bothered nobody. Man, that man been out the media, out the press.
He hit somebody allegedly. He hit somebody in the head with a bottle.
For a minute, you know what I mean? He just want to tour, please his fans, and take care of his kids. You know what I mean? Life is so simple. It really is. So
life is very simple. It is very simple. It is easy for people to not be accused of hitting someone with a bottle if they don't go around hitting people with bottles. So while Bow Wow's statement is saying, well, Chris don't bother nobody, he didn't, maybe not today. But whoever he allegedly hit with a bottle 2 years ago has a right to, get they comeuppance. There's one thing because look, if Chris didn't do something and we know he didn't do something, and maybe he was arrested for trespassing on a house he ain't know was private property. Okay, yeah, free Chris Brown, but you can't say free someone who's accused of hitting someone in the head with a bottle in a different country. Okay, so Bow Wow, shut up, be quiet, leave it be. Okay, now they did say a second man was also charged in this fight. Okay, this situation. What's his man name? Rapper Hood Baby, born child. I can't pronounce it. Omololu, Akinlolu. Okay, faces charges of grievous bodily harm with intent. According to a statement from London's Metro PD, he's scheduled to appear on Saturday. So Chris Brown was arrested, and this man, baby, Hoodie Baby, okay, as well. Again, it happened in 2023. Is accused of striking music producer Abe Dow over the head with a bottle of Don Julio. And the man also filed a lawsuit. Child, if Chris hit me with a bottle of anything, I'm suing too. Okay, immediately. But again, I told y'all the men are the villains. Okay, don't get it twisted. Anyway, lastly, the Diddy of it all. So Diddy trial, that happened last week. We went over days like 1 through 4. I did not cover day 5. Cassie, a lot of Cassie's testimony was about abuse she had endured, feeling controlled and no longer wanted to do freak offs and all that stuff. A little other stuff came out too that I think people put 20 on 10 about. When they came up about, Cassie admits her now husband, Alex Fine, once FaceTimed her while she was having sex with Diddy, consensual sex. Okay. I feel like her point wasn't me and Diddy was doing it. And while doing it, I was talking to Alex on FaceTime. Her point was, at a point in time when I had just started dating Alex, was still back and forth there with Diddy. He FaceTimed me one day that we did it. I'm like, that's not a big deal to me. You know what I'm saying? Again, as she said the thing, me and him were together for 10, 11 years. So I think the last 6 months or so of her leaving him, I do believe it was when she was leaving Diddy and when she first got with Alex. Now remember, y'all, Alex was the trainer who knew that she was with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But a part of it was, I'm leaving, but I hate him, but I love him, but it's hard to blah, blah, blah. So let's not make it seem like she's getting, banged from the back. And then she was FaceTiming her, Alex. That wasn't what it was. It was just her saying, yes, I went and had sex with Diddy, consensual sex, while I was dating Alex, whatever. I feel like it was her just saying in the end how hard it was for her to let go, even though she went through the bullshit. Okay, so that was in September 2018. Her and Alex didn't become like a couple until around that time too. So it wasn't as if I'm in this full-blooded, committed relationship with Alex and I'm cheating on him. It wasn't that. So I'm like, y'all stop that. Even her saying it hurt her to hear Diddy call Kim his soulmate. Because again, I dated him for 11 years. So yes, it would hurt me that she's your soulmate, even though I went through all this bullshit with you. Yes, I'm pissed. I'm upset. It would hurt me too. Okay? So leave that lady alone. The part about Kathy's allegedly getting $10 million from the hotel where the assault video came from. So when Inner City Press had put up his shortened version of what she said, it did come off as Kathy was saying, I got 10 mil. When I had seen, I really want to pull the transcript, but I just haven't been able to do it yet. But when Megan Kuniff, the reporter who reports on something as well, who had the actual transcript, show what was asked and answered. They asked her, Kathy said, I haven't received the settlement from the Intercontinental. Did you make a demand? I did. Did you receive anything in response to that demand? No, I haven't. Meaning I have not gotten any money, even though I asked for money. Do you anticipate receiving some settlement in that case or matter? I do. I do. How much do you expect to receive? I don't know the exact number. Okay, can we get an estimate? I think it would be 10 mil, maybe. And have you reached the end of settlement discussions with them? I have, which means I asked them for some money. Okay, and in negotiations, they'll say, hey, they want to settle for this amount. Well, I want more. There's settlement conversations between point A and point B. So she did say, yes, we've reached this. We have the end of the discussion. Okay, she said I have, and they said, so you expect to receive 10 million from them? Yeah. But that is before the lawyer fees and all that stuff and whatnot. So again, I saw some folks, oh, she lied. She ain't lied. she was in the middle of negotiations, but I haven't gotten anything yet. I asked for this amount of money. We have finished the settlement discussions, but however, they have not given me nothing. But I'm going to possibly get 10 mil, which would mean between the Diddy settlements and the hotel, she's going to get roughly 30 million again minus lawyer fees. You know what I'm saying? And the reason she needs not the reason she should get money from the hotel is because the fact that the assault happened at the hotel, the staff there saw it on camera, okay, then gave the footage to the abuser and took 100 grand. So because an employee of the hotel got 100 grand for this violent, offensive video, the hotel was liable because y'all staff should not have done that. So yes, get your money, all of it. Okay. So again, she getting what she deserves, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. I hate when it parts. Hold on. It'd be so weird that sometimes I gotta reattach the shared screen so that y'all can fully hear when I play audio. So, we had that part of it all. Cass's attorney did give a statement of hers. And so y'all can fully listen.
I'd just like to read a statement that Cassie just prepared, as well as her husband. They're two separate statements.
Now, this is her lawyer who handled her cases with Diddy. So who helped her get the 20 mil from Diddy and the 10 mil from the hotel.
I'll read Cassie's first. This week has been extremely challenging, but also remarkably empowering and healing for me. I hope that my testimony has given strength and a voice to other survivors and can help others who have suffered to speak up and also heal from abuse and fear. For me, the more I heal, the more I can remember. And the more I can remember, the more I will never forget. I want to thank my family and my advocates for their unwavering support, and I'm grateful for all the kindness and encouragement that I have received. I am glad to put this chapter of my life to rest as I turn to focus on the conclusion of my pregnancy. With that, I'd just like to read a statement that Cassie, the past 5 days, the world has gotten to witness the strength
they cut off her thing? I think.
And bravery of my wife, freeing herself of her past. There has been speculation online surrounding how it must feel for me to sit there and listen to my wife's testimony. I have felt so many things sitting there. I have felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass. I have felt profound anger that she has been subjected to sitting in front of a person who tried to break her. So to him and all of those who helped him along the way, please know this: you did not. You did not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up every room. You did not break the souls of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man. I did not save Cassie, as some have said. To say that is an insult. The past 5 days, the world has gotten to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. All I have done is love her as she has loved me. Her life is now surrounded by love, laughter, and our family. This horrific chapter is forever put behind us, and we will not be making additional statements.
As they shouldn't. I like the fact that not only did she speak and have her statement read, so did her husband, Alex. And a lot of people, like, I couldn't imagine being him and hearing this and hearing that. I feel like everybody has some kind of past before they date somebody. And And Cassie's past doesn't define her. So I feel like people who think, oh, well, maybe he didn't. I'm pretty sure before she wrote the stuff down. So he knew of what she endured. And a part of healing is accepting what happened and moving on. There was one part where they asked Cassie if she still loved Diddy and or if she hated him or whatever. She said, I don't hate him and I have love for what was. Meaning I'm not gonna hold any space in my heart to hate him, because if I hold space in my heart to hate him, he won. And if I even hold space in my heart to love him currently, he won. However, what it was is what it was. And at some point I did love him. However, I moved past that enough to not be holding on to love for him or not holding on to hate for him. And that is called growth. Okay. So I'm happy she's like, me and my husband will not be speaking on this shit no more. I came, said my piece. I came and testified. Okay, I'm pregnant. I'm 8.5, almost 9 months pregnant, bitch. Leave me be. Okay, we got our money, we good. Because at this point, there's nothing more she needs to say. You know what I'm saying? So that was great. When they were discussing the Diddy of it all, and they had a officer who was there when Diddy was arrested at the hotel before he was in the custody. And when they said, because remember, Diddy lives like in LA or Miami, whatever. Diddy came to New York because he knew an indictment was coming. He knew he would eventually be arrested for all this shit. The fact that once they arrested him at the hotel he was at, he still had baby oil, cash on hand, pills, mood lighting. I'm like, so you mean to tell me while you are waiting to be arrested and charged with RICO, racketeering, sex trafficking, all these things, you didn't think to stop doing the freak offs? Special Agent Yasin Binda of Homeland Security said described the scene in his room. Again, they found several Ziploc bags filled with Johnson & Johnson baby oil and sex lubricants, some stored inside the bathtub and others in the nightstand by the bed. In total, at least 7 bottles were recovered. Why do you have 7 bottles of lubricant at the hotel you're staying at while awaiting being arrested for sex crimes? You couldn't stop freaking off while waiting to be arrested. Now, some folk may say, hey, if I'm going to go to jail, I want to have all the fun before I go. I get that. But however, don't keep the shit in your bedroom. Okay? It said photos shown in court include a Louis Vuitton bag containing prescription bottles under the name Frank Black, and that's the name that he went by. That case, whatever he went by, Frank Black. Alongside separate pill bottles filled with ketamine and MDMA. A black fanny pack was seized with which held eye drops and 9K in cash. It says on the stand. Said Bender still on the stand cut open the evidence bag containing the money and fanned out bills in front of the jury. And I'm like, now why would you do that? Why would you do that? Again, I get you don't want to be like, oh, I gotta be born. I get that. But why would you give them more evidence that means the same shit because he and Kathy ain't been together since 2018. And she said she said the last time I saw him was then, and she had not seen him again until this court date. Which to me also means Carisha was absolutely getting freaked out. Okay, that means to me Carisha was absolute, because when Carisha was on a Revolt podcast and her and Diddy were talking or whatever, and the question came up like how long they be doing it. She said, "Oh, he don't sleep," meaning these long drawn out freaknik or whatever's is what he do. And when you know you are under investigation, you know that you're going to be arrested and you still are doing things that got you in that predicament, you guilty to me. Because you can't even stop long enough to be tried in a court of law. Okay, so still having 7 bottles of baby oil and lubricant at the hotel in New York is crazy to me, but whatever. Okay, now separate from that. Again, Cassie's testimony towards the end, we had really already heard, all that we could hear. Dawn spoke Friday. Dawn was in Identity Kane, was also in Dirty Money. And so they showed her arriving to court on Friday. She was the last witness to testify on Friday. I believe she will be back on Monday to finish her testimony because it was towards the end of the day. Dawn was talking about what she witnessed him do to Cassie in her presence. And she was bringing up how was at the house. She mentioned how Kalina was also in Dirty Money. And we feel like Kalina was the person that Diddy probably paid to say, I didn't do nothing. But Dawn said, nah, even one time at the house, I saw Diddy beat Cassie up. I saw him almost hit her with a fucking frying pan. Okay. And then dragged her upstairs, and I heard, fighting or whatever. And she also brought up how after the fact, like the next day, Combs asked Bashard and the other woman, Kalina Harper, to come to his home. He brought them into a recording studio, locked the door, and told them that what they witnessed was passion. And what lovers do. Okay. Combs told them it was in our best. This is per Dawn's recollection. They told us it was in our best interest if we didn't say anything, and that where he comes from, people go missing if they talk. He then gave us some flowers. You can't threaten me and then give me flowers, okay? And she said, I felt like that was him saying, I will come up dead. You know what I'm saying? So again, that was all she said before they broke for the day. So she'll speak more on it next week. And I feel like at one point she also said that I was scared after seeing what he did to Cassie. If I said something, if I told something, I was scared of what because if you are willing to beat her up in front of me, what makes me feel like you won't beat me up too? And that's a part of the intimidation that we keep bringing up that people don't want to address. You can absolutely scare someone into saying, hey, I'm going to be honest. It's like, no, I don't want him to do that to me. And so I'm now scared from my life because of what I've seen Kathy going through. You know what I'm saying? So again, we'll see what else Dawn says on Monday in court. Now, Aubrey, who they kept on saying was also going to be in court, Aubrey to me is doing press. Aubrey for years have been outspoken in a way about Diddy. She's never outright said, this is what Diddy did to me that was wrong or whatever. She's always talked around the situation. And I think we've all been waiting for a direct conversation about what happened between her, Diddy, the group, or whatever. And she's never really did that. So the fact that there was rumor that she was going to be a witness, and she's now saying, well, that isn't true. Hold on.
I am sure that, you posted a picture on like your Instagram story of you on a plane coming to New York. And it wasn't much longer than that some tabloid writes that sources say she's coming to testify. And now it's just everywhere. What has that been like? Just after that article came out, what kind of happened? Phone started ringing, text started coming. So what was that like? And that was just the past 24 hours.
Yeah. So I got a message from actually our producer here. And she said, do you have something you need to tell me? And then sent me the article. And then I was like immediately in shock because all I did was read the headline. And the headline was like, she's testifying today. We know what she feels about it. Like, click this to see her feelings on it. And I was like thinking to myself, like, what in the world? I hadn't even had time because as that happened, about 600 text messages fled in, 600 calls. And I don't know if it's people here that I'm picking up or not. So I pick up a call. It's TMZ. It's this one, that one. I hang up. And then when they know that you picked up, they'll call back 15 times. Then you have to run to your phone, get their numbers, block them. So I did that about 15 to 20 times. Like, it took all morning to just handle that. And beyond that, beyond the hassles of it, it's a safety situation. And like you said, I posted on my Instagram that I was here in New York and enjoying myself because I wanted to make it clear to everyone that I am not here testifying, because obviously if anyone knows at all anything about situations like this, or if you don't, let me explain to you, this is a very, you could potentially be in danger. And it's not something that you go announce. It's not something that you frolic around about. You definitely don't speak about it. I have been outspoken. You definitely don't travel openly and let everyone know where you're staying and who you're with.
You said in
at all.
danger.
So I thought I was like, yeah.
In danger from whom?
I mean, New York is Diddy's city. You know, the hotel I'm staying at is the hotel that he's filmed many things in, and everybody remembers me from when I was a kid. The same guys that were working back then were working there now. When I walked in, I didn't even need to hand an ID. He said, "You've aged so well since you were a kid." I don't remember any of these people, but they all remember me. They want to get into their feelings on it. They want to ask me questions about Cassie and Puff, and they're telling me they miss certain people that I know are part of some very heavy allegations, even in regards to me, and they're talking about missing them. It's just triggering.
So look, I feel like Aubrey has a tendency to say a lot while saying nothing. I feel like even her saying, when I'm at the hotel that he used to always be at and it's dangerous, then why go to that hotel? I feel like Aubrey wants the attention that being linked to Diddy and being against Diddy, while in fact not saying shit. I feel like even her saying, well, I showed I was in New York so folk would know, well, she wouldn't say she's here if she's testifying. And I was like, no, to me, she's doing things to be attached to the news story of it all. Because in hindsight, in general, no one really talks about Aubrey unless she's speaking in regards to the Diddy situation. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like either you know he did dirty deeds and you want to expose him, or you don't. Either you can say he is a horrible human being and you're going to help put him away, or you won't. But posting yourself in New York while he's on trial, while it's being rumored that Dawn is testifying, and you are also making it seem as if you're there for the for the same reason. And she aggravates me because the post she made saying, well, I don't have to take the stand because I've been standing. She's posting and saying shit for attention. She's posting and saying shit to confuse people, to make people feel like she's going to be involved and she won't be. Now, she did at one point say that she was, I think that she did speak to Homeland Security, but she said she did talk to Homeland Security, but she didn't say that she was subpoenaed. And to me, it's all smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? So part of me wants her to shut the fuck up, because you're either adding to the demise of Diddy, or you're trying to get yourself interviewed on podcasts, and that's your angle. I feel like Dawn ain't said shit. Dawn filed that lawsuit and then went back to singing and said, leave me, bitch. And we didn't see her again, that she was walking into court. If Aubrey is not testifying, I think her putting herself in the mix is because she wants to feel connected to it. You know what I'm saying? And again, like she said, I'm staying at a hotel in New York that Diddy like has connections and ties to, and there are people there now who were there before who know me and I don't know them. If you know that, why would you go stay at that hotel? Why would you not stay somewhere where you can find, you know what? Diddy has no connection to this hotel. She wants to be a part of that shit. Because who says I went to the hotel and didn't have to give them my ID because they know me? Girl, the fuck bye. So yeah, shut up, Aubrey. And either say something or shut up. You can't have it both ways, okay? And then lastly, Misa, who we know is it Justin's mama? I think she's Justin's mama. But she showed up. Now we kept seeing her on the walker. Okay, so of course she had a whole long ass post because we kept on saying why she got a walker. I guess we did not realize that she was walking with a boot, so something happened to her leg. Okay, so she then posted all these pictures. She posed for pictures with the thing. She posed for pictures with the walker and the bootleg or whatever, and said, "Happy Saturday, guys, good all the time." Yes, I'm good. Okay. I'm on a healing journey. When I suffered my injury, I had chosen to heal privately, but when my son said, "Mommy, I need you," I was right there for him, walker and all. I am a mother first, for real, and I am my son's strength, and that's just what it is. Plain and simple. Whoever doesn't understand that just simply isn't in alignment with me or anything that I'm about in my life, blah, 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 blah. I fully get it. Your son is supporting his father who was on trial and maybe he feels it's hard. But to me, I feel like, in my opinion, Justin saying, "Mom, I need you," was for daddy. Because as a kid of a parent, okay, I'm a kid, my mom's my mama, okay. As a kid, if I know my mom is healing from some injury or whatever, I'm not gonna say, "Mom, I need you." I'm not gonna have my mom out here on cane and walker, okay, having to walk slowly and carefully into a courtroom because of my daddy who wants some bullshit. I would say, "Mama, I know you support me from home." I would not ask my parent to come out in the way she is. Because to me, Justin asked Misa to come support because he knew the world would see that as her supporting Diddy. To me, that's still a part of Diddy controlling them kids. Okay. So all her other bullshit, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I just feel like, she's using her son as the excuse. The same way her son used her as an excuse because Diddy used both of them for moral support. Because again, why do I want my mama hobbling to the courthouse? Why? Why? Because my daddy needs support. And so because my daddy needs support, I need support. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Okay. So girl, hobble on, hobble on, hobble on. And I'm not trying to be negative about her as a parent. What I'm saying is Diddy told them kids, "Hey, I need your mamas there." And them kids feel a responsibility to Diddy to do as he needs. So when he said to the kids, "Hey, I need all the support y'all can get me," Justin said, "Mom, I need you." And that "I need you" is because Diddy needed her. And Diddy can't ask her. But I can. And I know my mama gonna do whatever she can for me. So that's why she came. Period. Because your son is a grown man. Grown. Now I don't know if we seen Chance mama, because I think it's Chance mama named Sarah. I can't remember if we saw Chan mama that we seen all the other mamas was alive. Because Kim dead. But I just feel like, child, you can't suspend. You can't make me feel like whoever showed up for the kids wasn't showing up for Diddy. Especially a person on a walker with a boot on their leg and need help in the courtroom. Now, Diddy mama being there, it makes sense. That's mama, okay? But, child, girl, Misa full of shit. Okay? She is. And she's smart. You know what I'm saying? She's smart. And I do think she loves her son. I fully believe that too. But you did it for Diddy. Okay? In proxy of your son. Anyway. At the end of the day, I'm telling y'all that the end result is these men are the villains. These men are the villains. They're controlling situations from afar, whether they're controlling social media, if they're controlling the thoughts and minds of the fans out there. They are trying their best to control a narrative that makes them look like, oh, we didn't do nothing. No, we're innocent. No, we didn't do anything. No, it wasn't us. No, but it was. But it was. You know what I'm saying? So I hope going forward into next week is what day is week 2. Is week 2 of actual testimonies. Okay. I'm hoping that for week 2 of the shit, no one is confused. Diddy's guilty. Okay. But we shall see. Anyway, y'all. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed. We got 12 hours out of it. I will be live since Cassie's testimony is done. I'm hoping that whoever testifies this week, it won't be so heavy. Okay, so we can just recap each day, and it won't be like this heavy thing. Because Cassie's stuff was kind of, what I'm saying, like go through. So again, we'll be live this week covering trial, who said what to who and whatnot, and then whatever else is going on. My Housewife of Atlanta review will be up sometime tomorrow. I'm still doing basketball wise. I didn't do last week because the Diddy stuff was a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? Child, like going on. But, content will be up. Okay, so y'all make sure like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, TikTok. Y'all do know I post different content on TikTok, so follow me on TikTok. Okay, that's really where I'm talking about Beyond the Gates and stuff. And when there's quick stuff that happens, I do quick commentary on TikTok. So go around over there and subscribe. Anyway, I will be live tomorrow. It'll be content up tomorrow. I hope y'all had a great time. I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. We're gonna have a great work week and stuff. But I gotta go. I love y'all. Bye.